you have to look for likes and dislikes. Yeah. Which mean um actually, okay, I like blue, he likes green. That's a like and dislike. That's okay. But what I mean is, like, you have to have the same likes in the sense that, okay, for example, there's certain people who hate movies and other people who love movies. Or people who like classical music and people who like rap. I don't know. So what kind of things, these kind of things that probably activities, especially activities together, you have to like. Because if I know of a person who likes to work in church and the other person doesn't really care, they will not be having activities together, which is something extremely crucial to get to know each other and to grow together as a couple. Yes, so you have to like the same have the same likes. Yes, it's extremely important. Yeah, I know people who like, I don't know, to invite lots of people to their house, and have fun, watch a movie together and cook and everything. While their boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't really like that. They just like to be stuck with this other person, and that's it, just the two of them. And sometimes it's not very comfortable for the other person, and they fight, and lots of couples actually break up because of things like that. Because they don't like the same things. They just like each other. So that's another question. Why do you like the person you're observing now? What are you observing in the person? Number one. And two, what do you like in that person? Because they're cute? Because they're nice? Because they're smart? Because they're talented musicians? I don't know, something? What are you looking for? Have to have the same values, same principles, something extremely important. Not only because as a Christians, but in general. Why you date, number one? Because you like the person and you want to see where it goes? I don't think it's a good thing. I don't know, personally. Yes? You have to date for a bigger goal. To reach a bigger goal, which would be ultimately marriage. Because you like that person and you think and you want to make that person happy. And that person makes you happy. Then you want to be together because you want a future together. If you want a future together, you have to have the same values, the same principles. Probably not the same upbringing, not necessarily, but you have to have the same principles. Dreams, wow, that's another thing. You don't necessarily have to have the same dream, no, but there must be a possibility of you guys fusing life projects. That's extremely important. Mission, stuff like that. Once I read of a love story, Christian love story, online, and of this girl that she was saying, well, I can't look for a partner until I know what God wants God wants of me. And then, I don't know, by the age of 23, 24, she found out that God wanted her to be a colporteur, yes, canvasser. So she said, okay, God wants me to do this. And then she went on and then she looked for her husband. Now my question is, what if in 5 years down the road God tells her, you know what, I don't want you to be a colporteur anymore. I want you to study architecture in New York. That changes. I think, I now see it in my own life. And that's why I have decided not to make a plan. Make a plan for now. For this short period of time that I have before me. Yes, what I want to study, what I want to be. Fine. It doesn't mean that I will do that, not necessarily, but I do believe that God will be guiding me, to what He wants me to do, what He wants me to be. I see my parents. My mom, she studied nursing. My father, he studied computer science. They were in Argentina, then they went to Israel, and now they're in Puerto Rico. Last 10 years or more, 12, 13 years, they have been in the Caribbean. Did they really need to know, goodness, I want to be a missionary in the Caribbean, so I want to go and find somebody who will also want to be a missionary in the Caribbean? No, they didn't, and I don't think it's correct. Why? Because God, He guides us, and any decision that a couple takes, hopefully it will be made because two of them want it. Yes, not because the husband dictates something and the wife has to follow, or vice versa. No, things happen in life, and it's important for those couples to stand together, to be united. Yes, they have to have probably similar dreams or life projects, but always be ready for a change, because God, when you least expect it, God changes your plans, and it happened to me so many times. Actually, I don't even think that even once in my life God um, provided me with what I wanted to do. He always changed what I thought was good for me, and God has been guiding me in mysterious ways. And many times, as we said yesterday, I don't believe in signals, asking God for this or that. If you want me to be with this person, make this happen. No, I don't believe in that. When I look back at church pioneers, even at couples, at very godly couples whom we look up to, we see that they didn't even, ask God for stuff like that. They were just there. They saw that the other person is a converted person. They saw that they have affinity of characters, of personalities. They saw that they could love each other supremely in spite of everything, in spite of every obstacle, and they moved on. Ellen White talking about it, and it's very interesting because nowadays, especially, we see that the subject of love is so complex and broad and things and that. And 50 years ago, people didn't even think about it. They just made plans and stick to that. And when we think about it, it doesn't necessarily have to be that complex. Ellen White talking about that, she says, don't ask for signals. Don't look up, I don't know, in the sky to see if you see your beloved's name. No. There are three questions you must ask yourself. And these are, will this union help me heavenward? That's number one. Number two, will it increase my love for God? And number three, will it enlarge my sphere of usefulness in this life? If these reflections present no drawback, then in the fear of God, move forward. That's it. That's it. There's no mystery here. You have to see if this union really, really helps me heavenward. If it really, really makes me love God more, seek for God even more. And if it really enlarges my sphere of usefulness, which means, it can exponentiate my capabilities and I can exponentiate his, that we can enhance each other's personalities, that we can become better people if we're together. We can help each other, and we will talk about helping each other and becoming a safe haven in each other. We'll talk about all these things. But these three questions, people, if these three reflections present no drawback, then in the fear of God, move forward. I have asked for signal to go out with a person. We had a wonderful relationship. And you know what? We also broke up because we asked God if we should really break up. Things were not really going very well in certain things. And it's interesting because we came together because of a signal, and we broke up because of a signal. It doesn't really work like that. We just have, I think, any relationship that is godly, that God wants it to be there, has to have these three elements. Then that's it. There's no more complex issues. Move on with the fear of God, move forward. That's it. Now, the observation part, because the verse, as we began saying, when I passed by you again and saw you, this is an observation part. Still here, there's no commitment. Still here, God doesn't tell her, you know what, I love you. No, just observation part. This can vary. This can really vary. People sometimes need a year or two, to observe, to really think, to pray over it, to get to know the other people, the other person. Then there are people who, in a matter of a month, it happened to me, in a matter of a month, you know whether they're for you or not. And that's it. So we can't judge couples when we see somebody who's going out just after a month or two. We can't judge because you don't know if they really, really know each other, if God really, really wants them together and they're moving on to fear of God. Yes? I've known of a couple that in the first 5 minutes, he found out that she's the one for him. 5 minutes. And today they're married 10 years now. They're married, 3 kids. They're doing, seminars on relationships and stuff like that. That's amazing. That's really amazing. But these 3 things have to be present in the person you're observing. If they're helping you heavenward, if they increase your love for God, and if they can enhance your personality and your sphere of usefulness in this life. These 3 things. And then, if you have it all, in the fear of God, move forward. God bless you, and hopefully we'll talk about it. About this verse, following part will be, behold, you were at the age for love. We'll talk about it. There's so much to say about it. So we'll talk about it tomorrow or some other time, okay? So have a blessed day. May God bless you, and blessings. Bye-bye.